So hello guys, welcome back to another episode. And today is the 11th episode of our podcast named HACKCAST. And today we are having our guest is Anshuman Das. And today we will be discussing on AI, how AI can affect cybersecurity, and many more crazy questions. So don't forget to miss this podcast. So before going to the podcast, we are having very important announcements here. We are having two new courses here. The first is Advanced Bug Bounty Batch 3. We will be learning only advanced topics in it. You can see all the topics are here. And also, we are having one more course, the Scary Methodology, and it contains a very in-depth approach to methodology. How can you find bugs in a website? What is the actual approach you need? What to do after recon? You will be getting hundreds of resources in this course. You will get hundreds of templates, a free report templates, and many more crazy things that you actually need rather than the actual knowledge. And that was the Scary Methodology course. But rather than that, we are having already three courses: the Recon one, the Business Logic, and the Resource Bundle. And other than that, you can check all the other courses on these links mentioned here. And let's get in the video.
So here we are having Anshuman Das with us. So hello sir, and first of all, would you like to introduce yourself with the audience that is currently here on the podcast?
Hey, sure. Hey, hi. I am Anshuman. I go by the alias 0x1SHU on the internet, and I am like a security researcher. And like also, I am having a side project for community, which is security genes. I guess some of might have come across that project. Me and Rohit is another guy behind this project who is just maintaining the little bit of doodling stuff and all for the community. And in my free time, I love to just ride bikes and just go for just some little bit of trekking and all. That's about me. And if I talk about professionally, I little bit love to explore new technologies where I try to understand the
Mm-hmm.
threat landscape of that particular technology, and then just try to get the idea like how any threat actor can just misuse or abuse that particular technology. So that intrigues me a lot. So this is all about me.
Okay, so after a great intro, I would like we usually start our podcast with a very basic question. How did
Yeah.
you got into the field of cybersecurity and all this hacking thing?
Yeah.
Like everyone has a crazy backstory that how they got into it and more than these
Mhm.
things. So
Mhm.
how you got into it?
So it's basically all started when I was doing my Z preparation, 12th, 11th, 12th.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just because I'm from a village area where I have not seen a computer till my just 11th, 12th. So when I got introduced to a computer, then I just fascinated by how it works. And also the main important part was I got introduced to a computer while because of the computer games. So I used to go to cyber cafe and try to understand how it working and like little bit things, because definitely I was not having any idea, and even I didn't take any courses, or I didn't know anything about it. But then just explore, I saw watches, YouTube videos and all. And meanwhile I got into one TED talks where Rahul Sasi, who is founder of CloudSec right now, and like I got to saw his video, and then he show some cool tricks that hacking IVR and stuff like that. And I just got fascinated. Then I read about him and read about how he has done it.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a cool resource which is not maintained, but it is live right now. You might search it on hack hack garage for hackers, G4H. This is the actually website. There they have maintained, well maintained various exploit and all. So I got introduced there, and I just learned little bit about then I went into, to do BTech, and then there I choose cybersecurity as a major. Then that's how I started doing. And honestly, I didn't, just I don't have any crazy story back there that how why I have started it, like hacking Wi-Fi and all. Stuff like that I have done, but that was not the main reason how I got into this field. But yeah, that's the main story that, just started learning about how thing works. That's basically fascinates me, and that's why I am in this field right now.
Okay, so it was a, I can say that it was a basic story when you get the curiosity to explore the computers, and now you are here in the cybersecurity.
Yes.
I can say that, right?
Yeah, you are
So
right.
are you into bug bounties and all that thing? If I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
like I have explored that part as well, bug bounty and stuff like that, because definitely, when I was curious, I have done, mostly all the things, like touch a lot of things about cybersecurity. Then I found that which basically, intrigues me, and which thing I want to do in this space. Because this space is really huge, I
Yep.
can't define a particular task. You have, need to know everything, each and everything, if you are doing some kind of project or anything in this field. So, like, I have done bug bounty and all. It's in while I was doing my college degrees. That time I have done a lot of bug bounties.
Okay. Let's say you are into you was into bug bounties, and you
Mhm.
are currently having a job as security researcher at a company, right? You're not gonna name
Mhm.
that company that belongs to AI, right?
Yes.
So if I name that, I'm gonna ask some questions related to the AI and the cybersecurity. Can
Sure.
AI revolutionize cybersecurity? What do you think?
What AI in?
Can AI have a great effect on cybersecurity or what?
Actually, see, there are a lot of things is happening when this LLM model came into the picture. That is, not just ChatGPT. It's big controversies, and there are a lot of opinions in that. And since, like, I am doing the job mostly during, related to security research, definitely I come across AI things a lot. We have to create project related to that, but it's not hugely just part of my job, I would say. But understanding how AI works and what are the things we want to implement in that space, definitely I have ideas and things, and based on that, and based on my experience about how AI can be, just used in this space, is really crazy about it. Like, people are going crazy. There are definitely two part of a of a coin, and in this space, exactly what's happening, and if you were able to see, it can be used for a good research as well as offensive research as well, as well. So I would say I have seen both of the part, and and this is going to change the game. And not, I'm not in that opinion that it will steal the jobs of security researcher or analyst, because what analyst is doing, they're great what they are doing, and because they are human, uh, AI cannot, just you
Mm-hmm.
can say, like, do that part, human part analysis of that job.
So, if I'm not wrong, that AI can find issues, can do simplify the repetitive work, but not the creative work.
Yeah, creative, so, definitely creative. It's not that kid,
The
AI,
word
it's not.
creativity does not exist when it comes to AI, in my opinion. This is
Yeah.
what usually I mean when I say AI. And also, as much as I know, the human efforts, we usually go to the services, hunt on the base of our observation and our logical skills. But AI can't do that at most, right?
Yeah, exactly, to some extent, definitely having some boundaries, but
But yeah.
like, definitely there are a lot of things exciting which are going to come about AI. But right now it having some capabilities, they are doing their job, but mostly, like, I would say the AI is doing the things that anybody can. Like, it is easy to use when LLM model came into the picture, that like ChatGPT, because anybody can access to the models
Yep.
basically, and they can build things on that. They
Mm-hmm.
have an API because of the APIs and all, and that's how it's going crazy. It's like if you are an AI developer, definitely you need to be more creative than the AI what it's doing.
Yeah, exactly. So if we talk about, like, there is something that I heard today. Um, in the particular time, the machine is learning and the humans are stable. So that's the
Mm,
wrong thing, and
yeah.
that's the irony. I don't know how you take it, but let me know if you agree or not.
Mhm.
The machines are learning these days, and humans are gonna be stable soon. So
It's like yeah, the definitely it having various opinion, but
yeah,
yeah, some of the cases, if you are not curious, like curiosity is the key
absolutely,
every time. If you are curious, you never gonna stop learning. And if you
absolutely,
are not, then definitely anytime you can stop learning, whether AI is helping you or not, doesn't
definitely.
matter.
There is a thing. There is a basic theory. When the Photoshop came in, Photoshop. We all know that
Yeah,
Photoshop.
yeah,
Everyone was afraid that it is going to take the job of photographers, but it ended up having a very great accessory, a very great tool for them. So
exactly,
hopefully the AI will be the same. It will be a great
exactly.
tool for humans other than the replacement of humans. Because in the end, if humans have created something, it is not going to be replaced at any point.
Yeah, definitely I agree on that point, and this is exactly the same opinion I have about AI.
So bug hunters, security researchers, or any sort of cyber domains are having any sort of threat to AI, or we are safe. What do you think, in your personal opinion?
Like threat, like if you can elaborate about threat, like what
The
you are
threat would be
meaning by
like,
threats.
it's not like we are getting attacked. It's like our work is getting attacked, or at that sort of things.
So like if in my opinion,
Your personal opinions
definitely
completely.
yeah, it's exactly my based on my experience, it won't be replacing any job, since I have previously mentioned
Yep,
what
yep.
analyst, like as a researcher you have to do research analysis and everything part of that. And the analysis part, if I talk about, AI is not won't be
Evil.
producing any decisions based
Yeah,
on like how human mind or human brains does, right? So that's the point here, that definitely it will be accessory like the Photoshop you mentioned in your
absolutely.
example. So it's exactly that like all the security researcher, bug hunters, and all the the researcher in this field will get a lot of help from this tool.
Yeah. And after it, as you said, you're into bug bounties. So, what would be the methodology? Like, everyone on the podcast, like, whatever the views this podcast gonna be there, the only thing that everyone will be there is like, what is the approach of this person, right? So, how will you explain your approach?
Yeah, so like approach, I would say like I am no expert here, since like I have done it and I have done few automation task and all, and
Yeah,
based
I
on
got
that
I got a
we,
very good topic to discuss on automation.
yeah,
Definitely,
yeah,
I'm these days I'm very much onto them.
yeah, all right. So that's the thing, that like AI is also going to help you on this part as well as accessory. But
Hmm.
the thing is, I have done like bug bounty stuff like that while I was in college, and that was done basic part, understanding how vulnerability works and like each and everything about a particular modern web application. At that time web 3 was not in that discussion, so that's why I just totally focused on web 2 part of
Hmm.
this bug bounty and all, and got like just decent amount of vulnerabilities and like just bugs in some like government websites, as well as some of like company's website, and I just reported to them. And I definitely I didn't had that mindset for just bug bounty only earning and all. So that's why I didn't sustain it, because it's actually just after some time, like also I have been into pen testing and all, and security analysis and all. So I got bored after some point of time, because it's having certain methodologies which you have to follow. Definitely you can be creative, but what I feel that I am not into this, like I don't like that much of a thing to do what understanding on all. That's the thing, yeah. But rather than that, I would say threat intelligence, which I chose because after certain point of time, when I realized that it's a proactive method, and understanding how threat actors works, how their mindset is, that intrigues me more, because I really like to do human and all, and it's like little bit crazy things what uh, I do at day to day task. So to summarize that, I am not expert of this, just the question you have asked right now, that
No
what are the
issues.
methodologies to follow. So, like, yeah, there are a lot of methodologies. Like, you can follow just a lot of bug bounty hunters, and even Aditya Sinde, who just you have just podcasted with him in your last videos.
Yep.
So you can follow them, and they share every day the methodologies, the new techniques, how you can say, like
Mm-hmm.
researchers came up with, and find bugs or hunt bugs and automate those processes how they do. So that's really good, and just follow those bounty hunters, and definitely you will get there.
Yeah. Now I forgot a few points that I usually wanted to mention about the AI. Like
Hmm.
if you have just gone to the channel, then there is a video about using AI in bug bounty. I have just showed it.
Hmm.
In that the particular thing, I have a particular part in which I'm actually using AI to
Hmm.
find bugs in a code. Like obviously, this code can be reviewed by a Chat GPT or any other code reviewers, right? You can use that.
Hmm.
Other than that, they can write, I will say, nuclei templates. Maybe they can write some full tools for our automations.
Hmm.
But we need to clarify our own perspective about the tools.
Hmm.
So, do you think that the tools that we create from the particular, I will say, Chat GPT, I'm just naming a particular AI here, Chat GPT and other tools. What do you think about them? Are they sustainable over the time, or they are usually gonna expired? Or I will say that, like, currently, we all know that the nuclei is on fire, right? We all have heard about
Hmm.
it. The nuclei is
Hmm.
on fire. All the bugs are on fire. Now, if that tool is on fire, what do you think? The templates are gonna be fire, or the new one tools are already on the way? Do you know any sort of AI tools like nuclei or something else when it comes to bug hunting only?
So, like, there are a lot of tools
Yeah.
coming every day, and for a specific bug, there is specific tools are there out
Yeah.
there, and a lot of development is happening after AI came into picture. And like, I have obviously day to day use. Mostly, I like when I need to understand the architecture of, like, don't say architecture, I would say the just information, or maybe the basic analysis of a web application. I go and use a nuclei every day. uh, the if the question you asked about that, if they are sustainable, so it's
Like
totally
I
depend
agree
on
to
how.
that. Like tools are not gonna be sustainable there because few times ago there was burp scanner. Now there's a nuclei. I know few tools that are gonna be in future. In my
Hmm.
opinion, they would be in the future like jailers, the Swiss Army knife, right? But for now, I think that's pretty good for the next few years. In I think, but after that, there are multiple things that AI can help into us, like the nuclei templates, as I said. Maybe
uh,
it can write best scripts for us, but they are usually incorrect or they are not working properly. Why the AI is having that glitch? If you know about it, would you like me to know?
so glitch about what you are
I will say
saying
that
is
the
like,
tools they create, the code they write, it is not perfect. I won't say the perfect, it's not working even few times. Why? Like any idea? I'm totally very curious
so
about it. Just made the question.
you are saying that if you create any tool and
Sometimes.
using ChatGPT or any AI tool, and it's not working, that's what your question is here, right?
Yeah, that tool is not working.
Okay, it's basically what AI is doing and how AI model is working. That actually sort of, if you understand that, that actually sort of just answer all your question. This the basic doubt you have here, that it actually the data set what that particular chat gpt is trained on, it's all over the code base, or maybe the codes which are there in the in the internet. Based on that, Now definitely if you ask a specific questions, like if you just ask the chat gpt or the advanced ai tool which write codes that write this particular scanner, web scanner for hunting sqli and all,
Mm-hmm.
definitely you gonna get basic understanding of a code. It's not fully well written sqli injection,
Mm-hmm.
no, just a tool you will get there, because that's not the way it's been trained. And how it's answers your question is like based on the data set it has. Like sometime if interesting that if you have might have observed that most of the time when you ask question, simple questions about code, writing code and all, you will get you know geeks for geeks code only copy pasted there,
Yep.
right? You will get in the chat gpt. So it's that's how it reads the all over the code, what's there in internet, and based on the keywords you are putting into as a question, it will just matches, and that's how it returns the code. So that's why it's not always good to the directly ask that chat gpt to write the tool,
Mm-hmm.
rather than you can ask specific task, a specific code, and then that's how you will get it. And if you have definitely a programming program, if you are a like little bit having knowledge of programming, definitely you will just get the help from ai and you can build your own tool there. And
So,
definitely that will work if you understand how you can just do all this stuff.
like the next question is it possible for any of us to create an AI for our own? Can we create our own AI? Is it possible?
So what is ai here, like if
Like,
you're asking
no, no,
broad
I want to
questions,
specify that. I want to specify that. I'm
yeah,
just looking at the
yeah,
specifications right now. So,
uh-huh,
suppose I want to create a AI bot or some
uh-huh.
sort of like chat GPT which is gonna answer a few things for me. Like, I only
Mhm.
want a particular, a AI which is only gonna find some sort of information disclosure for me. So, is it
Hmm.
possible to make one which
Yeah,
can
like
try to
you
find information
using
disclosure?
yeah, the question you asking, yeah, LLM model, like if you ask some kind of disclosure or anything, or maybe create a phishing kit, like phishing websites and stuff like that, it's already have one.
Yep.
There is one example. It's worm gpt, which just recently came into the picture, and it's basically chat gpt but the offensive side of chat gpt.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in the news for the last week. Like you will get it on the hacker news. The worm gpt, it's like a crazy tool where it will give you services like all the offensive tasks about pen testing, or maybe like some kind of, even I have not used it personally, but based on those articles and the if feedback who has used it, because it's actually already paid, you cannot use it without giving some like no, buying some subscription or not. And like it's doing the stuff that you are saying, like disclosure, it can be done. It can, like you can build that model where you will find sensitive information and stuff like that, or also create a phishing websites and host them, or maybe you will get a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
offensive side of things using those particular ai that you are talking about.
I get my answer. So, there was a very particular thing that I was usually thinking that if I can create one or not. Okay, so that was the basic question.
Mhm.
Now, I would like to ask you, what would be your favorite vulnerability when it comes to Web3 or the bug bounties, just bug bounties? Your favorite
Uh,
vulnerabilities or the thing that you used to like the most?
about bug bounty and web3 you were saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying both of them. Like, if you have hunted on, like, as a blue team, I'm not asking you as a red teamer, I'm just asking as your security researcher, right? So, what is the thing that you usually like to do when it comes to issues, vulnerabilities, that sort of things?
Yeah, so if just I talk about my day-to-day activity, it's like based on security research. My task is to find those technologies or the phishing techniques that they are out there, and just try to find pattern and just train that model, train a specific model that we have, that's like it's a private model. And then based on that, the model gets all those phishing classifications, like
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a scam page or phishing page for specific set of data or specific organizations. So now, if I talk about like the AI, how it helps or maybe the if you're or if you're talking about the web3 part of that particular thing,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like it's actually a new technology, fully based on blockchain or peer-to-peer technology. So recently I have just researched on this one particular thing, that one protocol is there, IPFS, interplanetary file system. It's actually host any file.
Mm-hmm.
You need to install one application which uses IPFS. That's the only thing. It's a very simple task. You It will be hosted on your system. It is not there any server. You will be the one peer, then you can share it on that particular file system. Then it will be replicated to the nearby peers who like using that particular protocol. It's
Mm-hmm.
totally based on web3. Now this feature was being abused by threat actors. What they are doing, because it's a peer to peer, no authority is there to manage it. But the protocol.ai is the company, protocol AI, who manages this protocol, but not having authority to take down contents or anything, because it will be there when your file will be replicated through all the peers. So that means those file will be there for a long time, whether you are being taken down or you delete that file, the file will be there for a long time. And that's the and another thing is it's free to use. So now threat actors, what they're doing, they're creating phishing websites, and then they're hosting it as a phishing website. It will host and it will show you the HTML code. And the most interesting part is it doesn't support the scripting language like PHP. Like when you host some phishing website, you need to host some script to get the data what victim will put there, right? Now what they're doing, they are actually using another non-malicious looking server, like hosted on mostly WordPress websites, which looks means non-malicious, have been hosted like they host simple content over there. It could be a news portal, or maybe the threat actors also compromises those vulnerable WordPress and host one script there, simple script. It's not malicious. What they're doing, it actually getting all the data from the victim and storing it to a database,
Mm-hmm.
and from there they're utilizing those techniques or tools and scamming people. So this is the big impact of I would say, as a threat researcher or like a security researcher, mostly I'm inclined toward threat research. So in a way I can answer in that uh, threat landscape is drastically changing, because you cannot take them down. There are a lot of gateway providers. They have some IPFS gateway providers. They can take down or block that particular URL, but not fully stop the scams being happening. So that's my take on that. Like it is little bit difficult, but certainly there are some procedures, some techniques, and protocol AI who just develop IPFS also trying to just this scam thing sorted, so that there is some way to take them down, else it will be a chaos situation.
Yeah, that was a great explanation that I was actually looking for. One more thing. What do you think? What is the word meaning like hacking AI?
Hacking AI, now it can be
Few
used
people,
as a broad
the
term.
few people refer this as to a jailbreak. Few people are referring it to as having the
Oh,
AI to do malicious
okay.
impact.
It's a actually basic thing that like how you are bypassing the words. Like when you use ChatGPT as a LLM model, they have some ban words,
Yeah,
ban
yeah,
keywords, which definitely don't produce it. So those, you know, could be offensive messages or could be the like malicious
yeah,
code
yeah.
of or develops malware for
Usually
you.
the AI is not giving me payloads that I want.
Exactly.
Yeah, we
So
can
it's
understand.
basically a technique for how you can bypass those kind of keywords and make that particular prompt to do what you want to. So it's
Hmm.
basically I would say like you are asking a question certain way. Like let's say if you are human, if you know certain things, you know you won't answer few questions that will evade your privacy settings, or maybe you won't disclose any privacy keyword, or maybe you won't reveal your birthday to a stranger, right? You won't reveal your phone number or the email address whenever you first interacting with a stranger. But if the stranger having capability to social engineer you, just just saying a different thing so that you are just directly giving away those information.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, not exactly same thing, but it's you
So
can take this example.
AI can be social engineered.
Yeah, social engineer, like it's a simply terms of social engineering, right? Like who is banning those kind of, some authority is have the
Hmm.
power to ban those keywords or those like prompts, like those question you whatever you are asking the AI to AI. Someone is monitoring it, someone is trained that model not to answer those, right? Now here what social engineering I meant to say is like you are bypassing those keywords, like using some particular sentence format.
Hmm.
You're bypassing that model, like the how the chat gpt is being trained to. So it's kind of a social engineering you can think of, but it's not exactly social engineering, but yes.
It's just a tricking, right? Maybe
Yes,
some sort of whitelisting.
not whitelisting, I would say it's like a
Hmm.
bypassing, you would say. Like
Yeah, yeah.
whitelisting is different thing, it's all
No,
together.
yeah, I got your point. I want to mean that like some particular things are banned, but if you just make a little bit round,
Exactly.
very confusing
E-
sentence for the AI.
exactly. Exactly. So that's what social engineering is all about, right? Like asking various you are asking a question on a from a different point of view so that you like the victim answer those questions.
There is a thing that someone asked to me. Suppose I want to create a AI. Like the AI, there must be few things, right? I don't know about it. It's completely random to me. I have a whole paragraph here.
Hmm.
It was something like, suppose if I have something, let me just read it. I have something to create. Okay, like suppose I want to create a AI. So there must be
Hmm.
two important things: the working module and the information available,
Hmm.
right? So what languages should the working module use? Like suppose the Chat GPT, maybe it must be built on Go, Ruby, Python. So is there something a particular programming language that it is using, and in what format is usually information stored? Like someone wants to create a AI, then how a person can create AI?
Okay. So it's a question for AI developer, but I am not a AI developer here,
Any
so
ideas? I
I
just
won't
want to
be
ask.
able to just give you the exact answer. But the way I have seen it, you can use based on your requirements, like scalability and a lot of things are in the factors here.
Mm-hmm.
Since like you have asked these questions, the answer is simple. Like definitely Python is the one of those languages which where you can use it for AI, because AI is nothing but just comparing those data, like getting those data and understanding and just making the things done, and the automation part which you will build on a like Python is the simplest language here to understand and to do the task.
Mm-hmm.
And if you talking about the data set, how it's been stored, it's also depends on those, like how which purpose and how much data someone wanted to store. If it's personal project that I would say no SQL database you can use for that, since it's stored in a JSON format, and it's
Mm-hmm.
a readability from a readability point of view. Python is well capable of read that data, and it is easy for you to use those data in various purposes, train the model. And if you talk about like for scalable system, most of the time I have seen like some of the cases there were no SQL databases also being used, and some of the cases relational, and that also depends
Now,
depends
if
of
there
the.
is something which is not actually available, like suppose I won't say that the whole internet is saved on the particular file, right? Or in the particular database. It is not possible.
So it's the question is what kind of data you want to store
No,
based on that.
no. Like suppose it is said that ChatGPT is the answer of everything, right? It is
Hmm.
said that casually. Now, how the ChatGPT is having contact with all the other apps? Like if I ask ChatGPT what are the trending topics in 2024, or what will be the trending topics for 2028, it will give me an assumption result. So I don't think that is already saved on some sort of data. So it is getting any data from some sort of API keys or other services, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it could be that like again here
Googling or something like that
uh,
internally.
like you are asking wrong questions to a guy who don't
No, I'm
actually
just
any
I'm
idea
having a
about.
lot of questions. I'm just curious.
Yeah, yeah, it's good that you are curious, but again like that's how exactly I have not gone through the exact model how ChatGPT is working, so I won't be exactly answer your this question, since like I don't want to assume, because I know like
Yeah,
because
I can totally
based off
understand. Now that's a
uh,
very complex
based,
thing to understand because it's very new.
exactly like it's not new, it's about I don't exactly touch that part, that's why
Yeah, and
maybe
that's a very
if
wrong
you
thing
could
to ask a security researcher.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm
So
sorry
no,
for it.
yeah, no problem, it happens. Definitely it's good that you have curiosity, and like you can I can say like how you can get these things. Definitely just
Mm-hmm.
go through the documentation of chat gpt available in the public, so you will get the understanding how things are working there.
Mm-hmm.
Once you are understanding the chat gpt model, then you can explore a lot of new llm models also. And I would suggest you to go through, if you are really curious, I can suggest one course there, like in coursera. There are a course basic for llm models. There's some courses
I
I
will mention the link in the description so everyone can check it.
yeah, sure, definitely I will share that course with you, and you can definitely post it on description, so it will be helpful for everybody. And it's mostly it's free, you don't have to pay anything to go get the
Yep.
course. So definitely check that out. And whoever is having this particular question about this chat gpt, how they are working, what are the things is
Yeah.
happening, and it's crazy. Once you will be going through that course, definitely we can build your llm model.
Okay.
And I just started with this course,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm having ideas, but I don't want to assume it and just answer it. Might be
Absolutely.
I might be wrong, that's why. But it's good to generative ai with llm, so this is the course name, and I am sharing with you over the chat.
Okay.
So definitely just you can share with the audience.
Okay. So I'm not gonna take much of your time. That was for the podcast, but everyone who are having any question related to AI, artificial intelligence, chat GPT, and whatever you are having question related to it, also security researches, you can drop a comment in the description and we will be replying as much as I can. And also, if there are a lot of requests, we'll be making another video. Hopefully, yes.
Sure, definitely. I would love
And
to.
we would like you to mention three takeaways in the end that everyone should know, like a summarized idea of AI, or maybe a three takeaways, three key points
So, from a security perspective, or like as a security research
overall.
perspective, I
Overall,
would say like yeah, like overall, you can get help of
absolutely.
AI as access, like just the accessory tool to help you in answer your questions.
Yep.
And I would say, if you are a researcher, if you are curious, don't always rely on ChatGPT's answer. Definitely just verify it from another sources. If you are building something, if you are building some program,
Mm-hmm.
tools or anything based on that, if that code doesn't work, doesn't mean that it's producing false result. It might be possible that there are some configuration required or special things required for that
Mm-hmm.
particular thing to work. So official documentation is important side by side of AI if you are building code base or like building a tool using that AI. And secondly, I would say AI is it is a two part of a coin. So you can use it as offensive part as well as you can use it for defense or building security things. So use carefully and use responsibly.
Absolutely.
And third, I would say, yeah, that AI is a tool that is going to change the future. It's not in terms of taking away your jobs, but also it could be compatible with your job, what you are doing. It will be making your life easier if you want to learn a lot of things from.
Okay. So that was the takeaways. Take a deep look into it, and that's was for the video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out the links in the description.